Don't seek help from others, it is seldom obtained with honest and sincere intent. But seek the approval of a few, numbers not votes, that only affects that. All reason, speculative and practical, combines the following three questions. 1. What can I understand? 2. What must I do? 3. What can I expect? The only objects of practical reason are good and evil. For the former is an object to be strictly desired for a reason, the other is a thing to be shunned, of course also for a reason. The practical condition is this: trade so that you need humanity, both in your person and in each other's person, whenever at the same time as the end, never as the means. Most men use their knowledge only under the guidance of others because they lack the courage to think independently using their own reasoning abilities. It takes intellectual courage to discover the truth. Laziness and cowardice explain why so many men remain under surveillance for life and why it is so easy for some men to set themselves up as guardians of others. If I had a book that understood me, a priest who had conscience for me, a doctor deciding my diet, I don't have to trouble myself. If I'm willing to pay, I don't have to think. Someone else will do it for me. Act in such a way that you need humanity, both in your person and in each other's person, at all times as an end, never as a means. The human mind is this strange destiny in that one species of knowledge it is burdened with questions which, as determined by the very nature of reason itself, cannot be ignored, but which, being beyond all its strength, it cannot also answer. Finally, there is a necessity which, without laying down any other intention to be accomplished by a certain behavior as a condition, directly determines this behavior. This duty can be categorical. This duty may be called morality. If you punish a child for being naughty, and reward him for good, he will do right only for the sake of the reward, and when he goes out into the world and finds that good is not always rewarded, nor evil is always punished, he will grow up to be a man who only thinks about how he can get ahead in the world, and does right or wrong according to what he finds advantage for himself. Reason must approach nature in order to be taught by it. However, it must not be in the character of a student who listens to everything the teacher chooses to say, but of an appointed judge who compels witnesses to answer questions that he himself has formulated. Human reason has a special fate in a species of cognition that is burdened with questions which it cannot ignore, because they are presented to it as problems by the nature of reason itself, but which also cannot be answered, because they transcend every capacity of human reason. Both the love of mankind, and respect for their rights are obligations, yet the former is only conditional, the latter an unconditional duty, purely imperative, which he must be perfectly sure not to infringe upon who will submit himself to the secret emotion which springs from virtue. Act in such a way that you treat humanity, whether in yourself or in the person of others, never only as a means to an end, but always at the same time as an end.